All right, as Mel goes back inside, we're gonna get started on his valves. I just got done telling him that this valve right here is stuck in the open position. I'll put a photo right here to show you why. Yep, the diaphragm was broken. That is the filter on the bottom of the diaphragm, and it broke off. So we're gonna not only replace that valve in the middle there, I told Mel all of these valves got installed at the same time. There's a high chance that if this one failed, these other four may fail soon. So we're gonna go ahead and replace all 5 of the Rainbird DV valves here, the top and guts, and the solenoids, rewire everything, and he'll be up and running again. We're gonna leave that 205 alone because there's nothing wrong with that 205 valve whatsoever, and it's the newest valve in this entire manifold. The reason why I am rebuilding these valves and not cutting them out and putting new valves in is because that's unnecessary in this case. You won't see me use Rainbird products very often, and that's because Conserva Irrigation has relationships with the other 2 big manufacturers. Nothing wrong with Rainbird, we just don't use a lot of their materials. Doesn't mean I won't do this, I'm doing it right now. All right, so I'm gonna stop after that first valve because I used the screwdriver to show you how to do it the right way. Now, you're gonna see me use a drill on the screw removal part of all of this. When I go to install the new screws, I will still be using a screwdriver to put the screws back in so I don't chance stripping it while putting the screws back in. Again, I'm gonna use the drill to take these screws out of all of the valves that I'm working on. I highly recommend you do not do that without at least a little bit of experience doing it because you will destroy the valve, causing you a really long day. Don't do that, but I'm gonna do it. And we've got them all wired in and redone. I chose to rewire all of them and redo all the wire nuts. It's like this whole manifold is brand new again. There's all my pieces, and with the exception of maybe the solenoids for testing purposes, the rest of this is going in the trash. I'm not going to take any chances with used diaphragms or used parts here. Oh, look, I noticed one of these were newer. Let me go put that on one of those valves. One thing that happened during the installation here is that valve actually failed on me on the install because the O-ring was broken. So I had to pull an O-ring off of another solenoid. Now it works fine. Good to go on that one. All that's left to do, other than cleaning up my little mess that I just cleaned up here, is to open this master valve solenoid. Bingo. All of the valves are closed. Before that, this valve was sticking open, and that's because the diaphragm for this one, now let me go through my box to find it. Won't be hard to find. It's the only one missing a part. There it is. So, normal diaphragm. See the little white dot there? There's your filter. The broken diaphragm, that little hole right there, you can see it clear right through it. That's a problem. If water does not make it completely on top of the diaphragm, it will not close the diaphragm. If there's a hole in it, it can't close the diaphragm because the pressure won't be on top of the diaphragm. It'll go right through that little hole there, and this valve will never close. So, like I said, we're not just gonna fix, well, I gave the customer the option to just do the one valve, but it didn't make much sense to just do the one valve. Let's refresh the whole manifold, and now you don't have to worry about this manifold for 5 years, maybe longer. We're good to go.